Hi, my name is SubomiAjayi, and this is my demonstration of the CS2340 Android assignment. As you can see, we have the name in the top left corner, and we have the main Java files open as well. So now to demonstrate the functionality of the app, um, the prompt starts by asking us to guess a number, so I'll guess 50, and then it says 50 is too low, so then I'll guess a little higher, like 75, right? Still too low. I guess 90. Now it's too high, so I know numbers between 75 and 90. I can put 85 there. 85 is now it's between 85 and 75. I can do 80. It's too low. So I can do 82. And so the number is 81. And so it took a few guesses. Well, that's the general idea of how this works. And then once you press reset, everything resets and it goes back to its initial state. And a new number has been generated for the game. And I'll walk through the code for each of the to-dos. So for to-do 5, we were told to create an edit text for the user input. So I gave the it the ID guess input, right? And set the input type to the number to bring up the numeric keyboard, and added a hint for the user as well. And then let's see, in Game Manager Singleton to do 2, we were told to implement the add guess functionality, right? So my solution as the provided guess object to the list of guesses, and it increments the guess count variable. So over here, okay, now in game activity.java, for to do 1, I needed to set the content view, right? So I did this by in onCreate by calling the set content view and passing it to the resource ID for our layout file activity underscore game. And then for to do 3, we had to bind the UI elements, right? And so I declared the variables for each UI element at the top of the class here in onCreate. And then after that, I use find view ID to connect each one to its corresponding view in the XML, right? And then for the button logic, right, I set an on-click listener, essentially, that gets the text from the input field and converts it to an integer, which then calls the game manager that check guess method, and the result is then used to update that feedback, and then counter text views and the input field is then cleared. Now see for to do 6, I implemented the reset buttons logic, and similarly, right, its on click listener calls the game manager.reset game method and then resets the text in the UI to its starting state. And then lastly, for to do 7, over an example unit test.java, the purpose of this unit test is to verify the correctness of the check guess method in the game manager singleton without needing to run the app itself. And so in check guess is too low, it checks you pass the value 0, which is guaranteed to be lower than the secret number 1 to 100, and then you use assert equals to confirm that the method returns a string too low. Then the next test is a check guess is too high, so you pass the value 101, which is guaranteed to be higher, so it'll say too high, obviously. And for the third test, check guess is correct. I get the actual secret number from the game manager using the helper method I added. And then I pass this correct number to check guess and use assert true to essentially confirm that the return string contains the word correct, right? And then let's see. So all 3 tests pass if you run them, and so which confirms that my game logic is implemented correctly. So this concludes my demonstration of the Android assignment, and all functionalities have been implemented as well as been verified. So thank you for watching.